Welcome back, guys, to another Babbling beer review. Welcome back. Friday evening. I'm not sure if this will be out on Friday or Saturday morning, whenever it comes out. I don't know. Babbling beer reviews. Bit of a different one today. Following on from the previous two videos I've done, which was for Yorkshire Heart Brewery. This is another Yorkshire Heart Brewery beer. I mean, I must admit, and last two beers I've really enjoyed. Yeah, I was going to get another one of the same, but I thought, while I do this channel, it's good, to buy different ones. I like to try different beers myself. I was tempted to get the Ghost Porter again, but I thought, you know what, let's do something different. Lots of dark beers. I've got a couple more dark beers coming on the channel here in the next couple of weeks. A couple of bottle jobs I've got a review that I've got sitting in the fridge. I picked one up the other day, which I'm really looking forward to trying, from my local brewery up the road here. They did brew it last year, and it's a porter, and I didn't manage to get hold of it any last year, and the guy in the shop was going to let me try a bit going back along in the summer. Actually, there's some left just after the summer, but he said it was too strong. The bottle of barrels what was left, and as he said, no, I won't give you that. So I didn't get to try any. And when I went to pick up one of my 9-pint containers, so I thought fair enough. So as soon as I saw it come out on their website, the stuff's in bottles. They are going to put it in little pins, or some of the local pubs are going to have it on soon, but they're selling a bottle, so I shut up there and got myself a couple of bottles. So Babbling beer reviews, totally nothing to do with this, but that's coming soon, so I'm looking forward to trying that. But this one is from Yorkshire Heart Brewery, as I say, and this time it's their RHU-BAR-BEER. RHU-BAR-BEER. Now, I'm not a massive lover of these modern day IPAs, these fizzy, alka poppy ales. I mean, I know that's what we're all, murky looking beers. I like beers that look like beer, still look like an old man's beer. That's just my preference, and I know IPAs are the sort of big thing now. They seem to be very popular, and I do like them, but I'm not massively into them. And I like the traditional IPA, so it's clear. I'm not so much into these cloudy beers and murky beers. It's not really my sort of thing, but I will try them and drink them, and who knows, maybe along the way I might find a couple that I like. But as of yet, they all taste very similar to me, so that's what I think. Because people could say the same thing about old man's bitter or old man's ale, couldn't they? It's all taste the same, but they do have a different tinge on them. I've had some really good ones, and so this one is an unusual one. This one, yeah, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to feel about this one, really, but the write-up sort of sounded all right on it. And I've seen another review. I've obviously bought this beer, and I thought, I wonder if anybody else has done. Anybody else done a review on this one? Let's have a little look and see. And there was one chap on there that I'm subscribed to, and he had done it. But it was out of a bottle. It was out of the bottle. I've got it on the hand pull. I've got some in a box, polybin bag, and it's RHU-BAR-BEER. RHU-BAR-BEER from Yorkshire Heart Brewery. 3.7, I think, isn't it? 3.7%. Dark and fruity. So I'm interested to see. I've tasted a little bit in the glass, as I always do when I pull the seal off, and just test a little bit, pour a little bit off. And I got to say, it was interesting, so I'm interested to see what it's going to like when it comes through the hand pull. I don't know, if it's going to be for me, but as I say, as opposed to IPAs, I don't know. Let's Babbling beer reviews, guys. Babbling and waffling. Let's get it on, I suppose, and have a look and see what it's about. Get it on. Get on with it. For those of you who haven't watched the videos previously, there's a couple on Yorkshire Heart that I've done. Talk a bit more about the family brewery. Established in 2000 as a wine vineyard in Monkton, just outside of York. And they've been around obviously since. And in 2011 they started their Yorkshire Heart, established a micro brewery producing craft ales, pilsners and stouts. And the brewery is managed by the son. I think that Gillian is the one that founded the winery, and her son, I think it's her son, runs the brewery side of things. And obviously with her partner, I suppose, wherever the family. It's a family run concern, which is what we like. Nice, good family run brewery. And they do, as I say, you can have a check out their website, yorkshireheart.com or yorkshireheartbrewery.com. check them out and have a look. They do lots of different beers. As I said in the last two previous videos, they do wine. You can buy beer engines, different size boxes of beer. You can have a half and half box of beer. You can, they sell it in bottles, you know, so everything I buy here you can get in a bottle. Well worth checking out. And as I said before in the previous videos, if you, when you check out your first purchase, if you sign up to an emailing, and they'll give you a 10% off, you know, welcome you to their, you know, their like the email, welcome email, Babbling Beer Reviews, and they'll give you a 10% off code. And when you check out, 10%, it saves all sorts of money. And as I say, prices vary, you know, on the box side of things, from £26 for a 5 litre with 9 pints to up to 60 odd quid or whatever it is. And you've got your postage. This, I always go for the 10 litre ones generally, which is 18 pints. And I think it works out about 42 quid delivered. But if you had discount on that, your 10%, you'd get that for, I don't know what, 38 quid or something like that. Something off. So all money helps, doesn't it? And they are good. They say if you order the beer, so if you went on, say today, before 2 PM and put the order in, they'll deal with it and you'll get it the next day, which a lot of them don't. It takes a few days to get, but they're done by DPD. This one arrived by 11 o'clock in the morning, I think it was, or 12 o'clock, something like that. But it was there the next day, so no fuss, you know. So yeah, they do. If you get it in before 2 o'clock that day, you should get the beer the next day, which is, it's brilliant, really. And you know, for the price of what it is, you couldn't go and pick it up. If you lived, I live in Cornwall, I couldn't go away to Yorkshire and pick that up for a £5. So definitely worth having a look. And so the last two beers have been really good. So we've really enjoyed them. You know, I've got through them quite quick. So as I say, check out the website. I won't bore you too much because if you check the other videos, I've sort of spoke a bit more about it. But yeah, let's just get on. I'll just give a description of the beer and then I'll get it poured out and we'll have a look at it. Yeah, as I say, start sort of 25-50 up to 60 quid, and that's different. You have so many different bits on here, you know, that you can just get 10 litre bags. But check the website out and you'll see it can get quite confusing to look at different parts of it. But even do a brewery tour and tap night from 25 quid on there, so you can go and do a brewery tour if you live up that way or on holiday up that way. Brewery tour and tap night, sounds all right. Yeah, a mixed case of beer, 12 bottles of mixed beer mixed case, 12 bottles, 30 quid. And obviously a bit of postage on there. Or you can have a beer mixed case, 6 bottles, £18. Or you can just buy what you want. If you wanted sort of 6 or 12 of one type, you know, you just order that. But so you've got a choice, bottles and beers. I say do the beer engines and a wide range of different flavours of beer, IPAs and hearty bitter, stout on there. I haven't had the Black Heart stout yet, but it does sound quite nice and I would like to try it later on. A blonde beer. As I say, check them out. 1K IPA. So this one here is RHU-BAR-BEER. So I'm just going to try and find the description for it. Babbling Beer Reviews. Let's have a look. Let's go into the list. RHU-BAR-BEER. Let's have a look at that one and see what we can see what the description of them is. So, RHU-BAR-BEER. Dark in colour, with delicious fruity rhubarb flavours, the benefits of living near the rhubarb triangle. Alcohol content 3.7%. So apparently there's a rhubarb triangle up that part of the world. I don't know much about it. I suppose you can Google that. So if you live in that sort of area, why would you not take advantage and use the rhubarb? I like rhubarb and custard, like rhubarb and custard sweets. Yeah, so I thought, you know, the beer sounded quite nice, but it's something different. Let's have a little look and see what it's like. And it's off the pump, so it's, you know, live ale, which always tastes different to your bottled beer anyway. So anyway, let's interruptions from the tablet updating. Let's see if I can pause this for a minute and get the beer poured out. I don't know if it'll let me pause it. This clicker's not good. RHU-BAR-BEER. What week in the world? There's hope for the future if you're on the right side of things. I mean, you might be a lefty, or you could just be in the middle. I tend to find myself in the middle, but I'm called a righty because I like traditional things and traditional ways. But President Trump, in America, whether that has much impact to us and the rest of the world. Hopefully it will make a difference to the situations that are going on out in the Middle East and the Ukraine-Russia thing. And now with Taiwan and China. Babbling beer is what it's all about in the pub, isn't it? So we'll have to wait and see, but fingers crossed, you know, some things will get resolved and, you know, might get to live in peace for a couple of years. Who knows? Let's be optimistic, eh? Hope for the best. Right, guys, there it is, poured out. Interesting. Just come around and get me seat. Interesting. Just pouring it out there. It's a little bit murky because I've only just got it, and that really you're supposed to leave your beer. So if you get a box of beer, as I said before, most people drink beer. Like, I'm watching this channel, stick it somewhere, let it settle, and then, you know, drink it from where, you know, where you've left it to sit for several hours, so all the sediment or whatever else in there settles down, drops, and you get a nice pint come through. So in a way, I'll probably should let it sit longer, because I'm pretty sure from what I've seen of this review, the beer is clearer than this. I think it's a clearer beer, but as I say, interesting colour. Interesting colour. I can see in the pint. I can see the rhubarby colour, the redness. Definitely a red there. Really red tinge. Not like a ruby red beer, but you'd expect to be a bit red, wouldn't you, because of the rhubarb colour, but or pinky colour. But almost, you know, looking at it with the murkiness of it. I mean, it's a shame. Can you see anything on there, guys? Probably not. It's got a bit of a murkiness to it. Oh, look, it's not clear. It's not. You probably can't. That light's probably not doing any favours there. It looks quite murky. He's definitely got a red sort of slash mahogany look about it, but I would say more on the red side to me. I reckon. I mean, that looks murky to me. Definitely looks a murky colour. I would expect it would drop a bit clearer by tomorrow, I think. So maybe, you know, if I left it and then we'd just see. But it looks inviting. I've got to say, either way, it looks inviting. I've got my torch in my pocket. Well, I've got my little headlight torch in there. I mean, you can see, look how murky it looks, look. Oh dear. It looks like rhubarb. It looks better than it looks on that camera, that's for sure. I think, you know, just look at that with that light. But nice white head on there. It's got a nice white head about it. Definitely nice and white with a red looking body. So looks nice enough. I mean, from there, look, nice sort of Christmassy, wasn't it? Rhubarb beer, when you think about it. Rudolph, rhubarb. What do they play on that? I don't know, but rhubarb beer, dark and fruity. Yeah, so let's give it a sniff and a sniff test. Straight away. Rhubarb. What else is it going to smell like? Lemons? It definitely smells rhubarby, guys. As I said with these beers, I all take me back to me like rhubarb and custard sweets. That's what as soon as I smell that, you can smell that sweetness of rhubarb. You can imagine being at that sweet shop, opening a jar of them rhubarb and custard creams you used to get, you know, a quarter of them, whatever they were, and smelling inside the jar. It's got rhubarb's such a unique sort of smell, isn't it? That's what it smells like. A sweet jar of rhubarb and custard. Let's give it a whirl and see what we think. And it tastes like rhubarb and custard. This one actually tastes like it smells. Wow. It's a very smooth, it's a smooth taste. There's no fizz in it to it. It's very smooth. Definitely a red in colour. I mean, it's a nice looking colour actually. I quite like it under this light. If you're sitting here, it actually, you can see that red tinge, red slash mahogany. But to me, it's got more of a red tinge about it. Under the way the light's hitting it, don't know if that does it justice on there. Red with that nice white head, and it initial taste, obviously, as you expect, is rhubarb. You know, rhubarb and custard sort of flavour. But it's not you know, unpleasant. It's quite a light feeling as well on the mouth. It's like a light body feel with lots of rhubarb. Is that fair to say that? I suppose it is to me. Is it my sort of go-to ale? Probably not. Not something I would generally. It's a bit like IPAs. I'm not one to rush for an IPA. But it does what it says on the tin, doesn't it? It's a rhubarb beer. I mean, definitely red. A nice white head on it. Yeah, interesting beer that. It's hard to sort of get anything from the other, you know. It's about the malts in there, you know. Obviously you can have your beer malts in there. There's hops of some description in there. It's not a little bit. And then it leaves that sort of linger of rhubarb on the back of your palate. There's an undercurrent of hop in there. And I say, and that sort of malty, I don't know, it's sort of on the lighter side of malts for me. But it's definitely, the rhubarb is the centrepiece of that for me. The rhubarb. If you don't like fruity beers, it says dark and fruity. So I wonder how the fruit's gone in there with that. Well, maybe you could say that was a bit of sort of grapey fruit in there as well, but it's to me it hasn't got. It's just at the forefront of the mouth there is rhubarb. And it's not sweet. It's not sickly. It's rhubarb sweet. You know, you just taste what you'd expect. I mean, it does say darker fruit, so it's a dark looking beer. Yeah. I wouldn't rush to buy it again. For me, it's not one that I would rush to buy. If I had it in a pub and I had something else on, I'd probably have a pint of that and then, yeah, try something else. Maybe go back to that. I would not buy it. Would not buy it. And obviously, for what it is, if that's what you're buying, yeah, it does what it says on the tin. So if I was to score it for me, I'd probably do it at a 7.5, just because it's something that I wouldn't rush to buy for my palate. But if you like fruity beers and you like some of these modern twists on beers, then you're probably going to like that. And I'd rate it, I don't know, let's give it an 8.3 out of 10 on that basis. That if that's what you're buying, that's what you wanted, that's what it'd be at. Smoothness is there. I say it's plenty of rhubarb. It's got a nice white head. It's holding its head well. It's you know, you can see it's lacing the glass as you'd expect. Excuse me. And I'm sure if I had a cup there, I'm not even going to think I'm just going to drink it. So yeah, it's not my go-to beer, but well done. Another good beer from them. So check it out. See what you think. So the last two I got from them were darker beers, more to my liking, and they were 10s. And I suppose if I like rhubarb, sweety fruity sort of beers, it would be up there as well. So if you like it, don't be put off, because I'm sure you'd enjoy it. For me, not my sort of go-to style. I just wanted to try something different. It sounded interesting, so yeah. You know, it does what it says again on the tin. It's rhubarb beer. So if you don't like rhubarb, don't get it. There you go, guys. Thanks for tuning in for another Babbling beer review, another waffling babbling beer review. And I say, over the next couple of beers, there'll be a couple of darker ones I've got doing. I think one's a stout and one's a porter. I'll say that definitely the next one I'll probably do with that porter that I've picked up. So yeah, stick around. It'll be out the bottle, but I think it's a 5.2 or 5.4 or something like that. But it sounds nice, and I'll say it's from a local brewery up the road from me. So looking forward to trying that one. So whatever you're doing, have a lovely weekend. All you lefties out there, you know, I'm sorry about that. You know, it is what it is. Let's hope it has some rubber knock-on effect here, because things have got to change. Definitely got to change. We can't carry on the way we're going. We all need to be in middle ground, really, don't we? We can all have our views and opinions, but it should still be a common ground for everybody. So you're entitled to what you want to do and say, but at the same time, everyone has to meet common ground for us to live the way we should be able to live, in peace and harmony. Babbling beer reviews. What a nonsense this guy talks in his pub. Babbling beer reviews. The clue is in the name, babbling beer reviews. It wouldn't be here, would you, if it wasn't for a bit of babbling? And let's be honest, that's what pubs are about. When I've had a few more jars, I babble a load more. No wonder her indoors gets fed up. The old, yeah. She loves it, really. She loves me. What can I say? Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you again soon for another Babbling beer review. Take it easy.